Did you say check, check?
You said check, check.
Oh, but we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello, guys, and welcome back. This is episode 4 already.
5.
No, 4.
5. New Year's one was 4.
No, it was the third one. It's the 4th. Welcome back to the 4th episode.
Hi.
Today, we're gonna talk about something we all deal with, but never really talk about. Can you guess what it is?
This is the social construct of society. The unwritten rule. Something we follow, not by law, but with common sense.
Okay, let's just keep it easy. Okay, it's social codes.
What's the difference between a social code and a social norm?
It's less complicated. Let's just put in terms that are easier to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why you wanna always.
I know. I'm just curious. With that, let's
Jump in. So, did you know when no one takes the lead in an interaction, uncertainty increases, and that's when awkwardness shows up?
Like you're reading this text.
Exactly. How do you decide when you meet someone to hug or not?
I mean, hugging a man and hugging a woman, it ain't the same thing when it's the opposite sex.
But it's all love, isn't it?
Sure.
Yes, talk about social codes. We can also talk about social awkwardness, but we're gonna get into that. Do you hug your guy friends?
Yeah.
We can hug sometimes.
We hug, but that is
Like
because
friends.
it's a more common thing, and hugs are more common
Yeah.
between people that already know each other than a formal meeting for the first time. It usually always starts with a handshake. Or if it is a more relaxed environment.
So it kind of depends on the situation and how close you are to the person. Because I guess a hug is a very personal thing. So I mean, if you don't know the person so well, it's pretty strange if you just come up and hugging that person.
Yeah.
Hugging is maybe more for people. Hugging is more for people that you are more close to.
Family
or
and friends.
Family and friends and people. Who are more
Or
comfortable
in a
with.
social gathering where everybody's meeting each other for the first time and it's an exciting environment, like, oh, hello, how are you? And then the hug started. Socially acceptable way of a greeting. Hi, nice to meet you. Usually, hugs were just for friends and family. Later on, around like 2020, I think it's after the Corona thing, before the Corona thing, I think it actually got more, also a acceptable way of term of greeting. Oh, hi.
Maybe. I never thought about it. I always like.
It comes in trends, When did fist bumping being okay?
I know. I see. I know what you.
That was like in the 90s they started doing. High fives went out of style.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, hugging I think has been forever in that sense. But yeah, there are different ways you greet each other has changed, I guess, with trends and stuff like that. Let's move on to the next question. Does it depend on the person or the situation? We talked a little bit about it. I think it's both. If you bring your girlfriend for the first time to see her parents, for example, do you hug or do you shake hands, for example?
Shakes hand because
It's more formal.
Yeah, it's formal and a more way of showing respect, especially when it comes to elders. Somebody older than you usually demands more respect than the common fist bump or handshake. It's more common to do the handshake than a fist bump or going for a straight hug. But have you noticed there's sometimes you can do the handshake hug?
Yeah.
Where grab and then go in.
Maybe it came from hip hop or something.
Or
but
if you look in the Middle East, it's quite common for both men and women, you go for a handshake and then you go for a kiss on the cheek. 1, 2.
I mean, we talked about situations, but I know that sometimes if a person seems very shy or if it's a person that's maybe an introvert, I tend to make less physical contact with that person.
Yeah, because you
want to respect that space. So you have to kind of...
Because you have to keep up on those social cues. Some people you can really feel they're bubbly personalities. They want those are easier to interact with. But if you feel somebody's being distant, then of course you don't go in for, hello, brother, I wanna, the cheek is like, no, I want my distance. I have my own social little bubble. Once you know them, they usually relax. But as I said, some people just don't like it. Even like a formal greetings, like air kisses without contact, like, oh, hello.
Well, I guess it depends on who does it. Maybe it's a friend group and they do that kind of things. Because I mean, different relationships have their like kind of different niche or the way they greet each other.
Oh,
and
talking about greetings, guys. You know that weird head thing one can do when you walk past somebody in an alley? Either you do the silent nod or the heads up. When is it the heads down and the heads up?
And tell me if I'm wrong or if you recognize this, but it's different because when you do that head down, it's kind of more humble and you're like, yeah, showing respect when you pass someone. But when you do that nodding up, it can be misinterpreted as like maybe, do you want something? What you're looking at? Or
that's actually the heads up. If you do it subtle, that's a provocation. But if you do it, that can be a more friendly one, like, what's up? Because it feels more, somebody I know or I've seen before. It's more, as I said, this is more formal for somebody you see. If it's somebody you've seen more than once, it's a big one. But if it's a subtle.
Most awkward greeting experience.
The first time you meet somebody and you don't know if it's I went in for a hug. The person went in for a handshake. I went in for a handshake. He went in for a fist bump. He was going for a fist bump and I changed into a handshake. And we were like, yeah. And then you just,
oh wait. Okay, yeah, I know that. I think I did also like the kind of the classic one when you're outdoor listening to music or something, and then you see someone like waving your hand and going towards you, and you're like, and then they just pass you, and it's so awkward. And in that second, you have to decide, I have to continue the movement so it seems like it was planned, and usually it fails, so you just stand there looking dumb, and then, yeah.
I was in first grade. I had a crush on this girl, and she lived quite close to me. She was going up the hill to school, and I was going up the hill to school too. She turns around and he waves. I was so happy that she waved at me, so I waved back. Just to realize her mom was behind me, waving towards her. And oh my God.
How old were you?
I was 8, 7, but that trauma still lives in me. So I usually always look behind me before I wave back to anyone, just to make sure it's actually meant for me. I remember it so vividly because it was so embarrassing and so awkward.
The brain handles uncertainty worse than negative answers. Silence feels like information, so we instinctively fill in the gaps. Why do we care so much about response time? When we're texting, everything is so fast. The information has to come in so fast, so we lose the patience.
In a way, yes. One way I can understand. If it's something I want directly, I call. If it's a situation I know you can't answer a call, then I send a text and hopefully I will get the answer, because nowadays we are more reachable now than we've ever been. So why can't you answer a text?
Yeah, but that's the point, because it's so much easier to reach people today. People feel the urge to get answers right away. People tend to forget that even if you have the phone on you all the time, you still have things to do. Or sometimes people just want to be on their phone and just doom scroll or whatever they want to do. But people always assume that you're going to answer right away. A lot of apps, social media apps, like for example, like Messenger, they even have this feature when you can see if someone read your message.
Yeah, and it's easier
like
because
Snapchat,
then
and I think that's a bit. I think that it makes people stressed because I mean, come on, there's no time.
5 hours ago, why haven't you read my text yet? Or worse, actually, when you see someone's text and you reply in your head and forgot to reply in the text, I'm like, oh, I did answer you. No, you didn't. Oh shit, yeah, that's right. I saw the text. I replied in my own head. Yeah, and I forgot it. As you said, that feature where you can actually see that somebody read your message and it's been like 2 hours and you know that person always go around with a phone and still hasn't seen your message. It's like, you're doing that's so important. I sent this like 3 hours ago. But then again, it's always that. You want the information now or are you okay with waiting? Because I noticed like my little sister is way younger. They text. Nobody calls. Our generation is more texting is optional. If you want an answer directly, call me.
Although it puts a lot of questions in your head. Okay, the person saw the text. Why haven't the person answered? It creates this addiction. You can have control of everything that you say or do and what other people see and hear. Back in the days, you didn't have the technology. You called someone and then you had to wait until you meet up. But because, like you said, the information is so fast and you can reach anyone at any time, I think that makes people so used to getting information or answers straight away. So when they put this feature in where you can actually see if someone read it, it's a perfect match. That creates like this addiction to, I want the information fast.
When you send a text and the person has seen the text and they are writing you and you see those 3 dots and it goes on for 1 second, 2 seconds, 10 seconds. Then it stops. Then you still wait.
That's what I'm saying.
And then the person starts writing again, and you see the same 3 dots and the text, and then the person deletes the text too, and you're like, what's going on? Why aren't you just answering me? And you can still see that person typing, deleting is like, then you're stuck there just waiting for that message to come, and you see those 3 dots moving. I was like, the most infuriating thing ever. So I usually just call the person like, whatever you're trying to say, just say it on the phone. I can't wait for your text forever.
And that's what I mean. That's a smart way to create these apps and whatever. It taps into the psychology in us. They put the feature in that you can see that someone's writing, which makes you want to wait. It plays with your intention.
I don't have the patience.
That's the thing. So you get addicted because you want to wait and get the answer. So you see that dot. And it's the same when you see that someone has read the text. It starts creating doubts in your head. Before, we never knew if someone read it or not. We had more patience.
Can I correct you?
Do you understand what I mean?
Because in the old phones, when you sent a message, phone usually sends you back message. The person has received your message.
Yeah, no, but today it's instant.
Yeah.
You get the information instant. You see when someone writes, you see if someone read it, all the time. And I think it's a feature they do to tap into that psychology.
It's not for convenience.
Is everything with technology today convenience, really?
Yeah, okay.
They're making us just lazier.
Oh,
they make us more comfortable.
But
At some point, when things is too comfortable and very easy to get, does that make us more...
No, you lose humanity.
You lose that kind of... Because part of it is to like trust the person is going to call you back, to have the patience to wait, to not rush everything, but you lose all of that.
Or worse.
Because back in the good old days, you remember you called home to someone and you had to introduce yourself, have to be polite, and you asked if your friend was there, and then you talked to your friend and you said, let's meet at that place at that time. You went there and then just waited. Okay, it's 5 minutes late. It's okay, maybe he missed the bus. 10 minutes. Even sometimes you could wait an hour. That's when you start to lose your patience, but you still waited.
Yeah. And then
today, 2 minutes, lose all hope. I mean, that's not convenience only. Have you ever waited on purpose on replying someone?
I was home sick. My boss was messaging me. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'm going to pop 2 painkillers and I'm going to sleep. I don't have time for your bullshit. I will answer when I know. And you just leave it there. What about you, Alex? Have you ever waited for a reply?
I don't overthink it. I just reply. It's not a big deal for me. But then there are some people that take forever to reply and they kind of don't understand it. So you just want to, okay, man, you're really slow at replying. You see my point?
People are busy. Or worse, they mentally reply it and can't do anything.
Yeah, but if you have most people that reply in a normal time span, and you have this one person that takes forever, and then with the fewest words as well.
My favorite is still thumbs up. Okay.
You see, it's kind of...
Is it good? Is it bad? What do you mean thumbs up? It's like context. It can either be a okay, I read your message, or whatever.
Do we overthink text more than face-to-face conversations?
Yes, because you can't read the person's facial expressions when they say it. You can write something which was meant as a sarcastic comment, but the person can totally misunderstand whatever you wrote.
Part of communication is also to see the reaction and to maybe feel the energy between a person. You lose that through a text.
That's so weird, because now that you mention it, I used to know this girl. Talking to her, most infuriating thing in the world. But texting was actually quite delightful.
Really? How can it be so different?
Less annoying, less misunderstandings. Text
What?
can be, sometimes text can be really forward and easier to speak. And with her, it was so much easier speaking to this person or tolerating this person through text than actually speaking face to face. Then that person just annoyed the living shit out of me.
Maybe it was just easier for her to express through text. I can understand that.
And
maybe she needed
less
to like
misunderstandings too, because then it was like black and white.
Maybe she just needed to collect her thoughts, and maybe she needed the space and time just to write and express her thoughts. Like, but that's an interesting, actually. So, but how different was? So when you met her, how was she like? Like
annoying.
Okay, well. And how long did it last?
Not long.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
But then again, we still kept in contact through text, but face to face, I couldn't stand a person. You can have a rainbow that says, now you know.
It's so easy for you. I have to edit this.
Yeah.
No. This guy, when you text him, it's like there's more life in a graveyard than talking to this guy through text, and to get a response. Like the other day, I was giving him the ideas of the topic today. I put effort, dude. I love you, man. I put effort. I sent him a long text. Do you know what I get for an No. And I also wrote him, is this okay? You know what he replied? He sent me like 2 Instagram shorts. Like it had nothing to do with what is. So and I got so frustrated. So I called him and like, hey man, how are you? I was like, hey, I'm at work. How are you? Yeah. So you haven't answered. Why haven't you like? Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. Why, dude?
Once again, because I mentally already, looks good, and I felt like I replied. But once again, texts are like so instant. You get it, you watch it, read it. Oh, and I say, is this okay? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Then I put it away because I was doing something at the same time. I mentally replied, but I didn't physically write it in. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this because once again, you get so many flooded with so many messages and small things that I don't really have time. Usually just okay.
I get it, but I mean, you can go from thought to action. I mean, come on, man. It's good for you. You live in your own world, like, but come on, man. There's more people. I mean, please.
I know.
No, it's all love, man. It's all love. But anyways, let's go to the.
But then again, I always answer.
You do. You're a great answer.
When somebody calls me, I always answer because that means it's either important. But if it's a text, I still in that, you know. A text is just when you have the time.
And to your defense, I mean, it depends on also where your thoughts are. Like for me, I was like into.
You really wanted an answer now.
I wanted an answer because I was all in the process, you know, of planning and everything, while you were probably at work and you had your thoughts over there. So I do understand, but still.
But hey, you could have always called.
And I did. I did.
And you got your response.
I did. So let's be happy. And let's continue to the next topic, man. But it's good. Eye contact increases mental load, and silence often triggers the same stress response as feeling judged. How much eye contact feels normal? That's hard.
Actually, there's a power move there, because I have noticed that if you want more information from someone and they're telling you something about that, if you just stay silent and keep holding that eye contact, they will keep talking.
Pause. The pause. It's powerful.
The pause.
I actually talked about it in my last video or one of the videos.
And it's so interesting because in some way, that it feels like such a power move when you get that pause and you have that intense. That person just wants to like open up.
But if you do it right, and I'm just saying, if you're on a date, don't do that power move. You're there to talk and to get to know each other. You know what I mean? So it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
How much eye contact do you need?
I say a fair amount. We are social creatures, and eye contact is usually in a way like I am speaking to you, through you, and with you. So once again, when you turn to a person when you speak, or you can see actually addressing not just a person, becomes so more engaging.
Good point. But there's another thing also. It's very important when you do keep eye contact. The body language, just like you showed, it's not all about the eye contact. It's also about how you move your body. Because if you just stare at a person without showing any other, it's gonna get creepy. But you do it instinctively, so you do it without thinking. For example, if you don't know the person so well, if you meet someone and you're gonna greet like with a handshake, and
that's actually...
you're gonna start a conversation, and you pause, and then when it's your time to talk, and you have to break the eye contact at some point. If you keep staring through all that process.
My personal opinion is when you go for a handshake, as soon as the hand touches, go for the eye contact at the same time as like, hi, how are you? Establish that you have then got eye contact, you have met the person knows that, seen you, and then you can start to relax or just keep wandering.
It also depends on where you are and what situation. Again, at social gatherings, because it can be a lot of noise around you if you're at a club or whatever, so you tend to like focus more, so you know that you have that person's attention. In the restaurant business you work at, of course eye contact is important, but at the same time you want to rush because you have a lot of customers to serve, so you can't really spend too long either. No. Because it gets uncomfortable. You just want to, like you said, establish the connection. Hi, what do you want?
Yeah, acknowledge the person that is there. So you look up, say hi, and then you can go back to that thing.
Optimal eye contact lasts 4-5 seconds at a time. Roughly the time it takes to register the person's eye color. Eye contact 50% of the time while speaking and 70% while listening to show interest.
I have been in awkward situations where I have spoken to a woman, and as she was talking, I would, eye contact. Oh, he was having such intense eye contact with me. I think he likes me. Gave you respect on my time, and I was focusing on what you were saying. But that was then, for some reason, misjudged as flirting.
No, sorry. Okay.
What? Why? Wait, what?
Okay, sorry. Speaking of that, maybe she has low confidence, and she saw when you looked at her for too long that she looked at it as some type of approach. While you're like more comfortable in yourself, so you're just comfortable with people as well. So it was natural for you to look longer because you wanted to listen or pay attention to the person.
Or I have ADD, and the only way I can actually pay attention to somebody's conversation for too long is if I also, look at their mouth and mouth the words in my head at the same time, so I don't lose focus because this person is talking to you and you're trying to really understand what this person is saying without,
Oh, sorry. I just assumed it was like at your work. Okay, so it was during your session, D&D sessions online.
D&D sessions, meeting a person for the first time and you try to get to know somebody and you're like, okay, I have to pay attention to this person. Otherwise it feels rude. It was a social gathering and like a small interview, and she was talking to me at the same time, and you don't want to seem rude because this is the first time you meet the person, and as she is talking, I keep contact with her and looked at her lips as she's wording out the words, so don't miss anything important.
You were trying to focus on what she said.
Yeah, and she felt like, oh, I'm flirting. For what? I was just standing there trying to gather the information that you're giving me without losing focus. I
think I know the problem. It's like sometimes even when you mean well, I've done it as well, like when I try to focus a lot because I'm interested or whatever at what that person is saying, but sometimes you get too focused. So because you have to like it said here, sometimes you have to break that eye contact. You have to do something else, because if totally focused, that can lead to misunderstanding, even if you mean well, because you didn't know you. I mean, I'm comfortable with you and vice versa, but so I know how you are, so I don't feel it's uncomfortable.
No,
but if you do to a stranger, they may take it like a different signal.
Interest, especially if you have very intense eye contact, apparently they can also be, and it can feel like there's something else. I have a tendency when I'm focused or thinking really hard, I get this expression. This is my thinking face, because I'm listening, I'm thinking, I look angry, and that can seem as aggression. Oh no, sorry, just my thinking face.
But you have to explain to people maybe why you have, if you want to share, why you can have that blind stare and this and that. It's not on purpose.
No, I have an ADD mind, and that can make like a small thing can trigger a memory or a thought. So I can just, space out in any moment or conversation, and it can be really awkward because you just stand there with its blank expression like, what? Sorry? Oh yeah, eye contact is weird.
No, okay, sorry. I had to make that awkward just to make a point. Yeah, okay, sorry. Okay, next question. Small social lies help maintain relationships. They protect social harmony rather than deceive. And I think I agree with this one, because you have to be, it says polite lies, but it's more like we talked about why we should lie.
In the first episode, so if you have time, go back and watch that.
Exactly. You need lies. Because we have to take in consideration people's feelings and how they can take things. I mean, the point of communication, we live in a world with people, humans, so we need to work together, and we can't be...
Honesty is not appreciated in our society.
It depends what it is.
Yeah. And usually it's white lies or polite.
But don't you think it's that because people always associate being straightforward to being mean or harsh?
Yeah.
People are very bad at the same time to actually put things in a good, constructive ways. We are really bad at communicating in that sense.
And we are really bad at taking criticism too. So what do? We are polite. We don't point it out. And there's where the white lies comes. But then again, we have also the most common polite lie or, way to speak is, oh, hello, sir. How are you today? I'm fine.
Oh, that's a very...
You're always fine. No matter what people ask, you're always fine. Oh, how are you today? Oh, great. You? Oh, good. And
that is a good example. That's the most common one. How are you? And we just say fine. We don't have the time or...
Because nobody cares. And it's even more awkward if someone is, oh, it's shit.
Some people do care, but I think in a lot of situations,
Yeah, it's just polite conversation. How are you? I'm fine today. And yourself? I'm good. And then you walk away. It's more awkward if you're like, how are you today? I'm shit.
But sometimes it's fun to throw that at someone.
Yeah, I do it all the time. How are you today? It's a Monday. I feel you the
same. Why we follow social codes. Belonging has historically mattered more than logic. We follow social norms to avoid rejection, not because the rules make sense.
Okay, the social norms are there because somewhere, somehow, we as a society have noticed some patterns that we are usually comfortable with. The best example is public transport. When the bus stops, you let the people off the bus first and then yourself going. That is the norm. Why? I don't know, but it's just something we learned. It's like a behavior.
But I don't know if that's a social norm. It's because you can't, people can't get out if you keep...
but that's something we all agree upon. Before we go on the bus, you let them first off. Some idiots usually just go straight in, but you have to leave them off before you can do it. But that is one perfect norm, or, if somebody's coming, you open the door to let them out.
But that's more that's more logic. Like, of course, you can't push yourself in if people are trying to get out. We need to work as a group to. It's like a kind of a survival instinct.
Yeah.
We need each other, and we are emotional creatures.
Yeah.
So we need to work together, and that is to take. We always have to think about people's feelings. We have to have that in consideration. to work together, and
Yeah, I mean,
that's why we have to be.
It's the same thing. Public transport is the best social ground for this experiment. Why? Pregnant ladies, what do? We usually offer them our seats. Children that are small, usually we let them sit and all that. But norms are there. Domestic abuse or domestic arguments in public, usually nobody, gets involved. You let them handle it and them alone.
Well, that sounds kind of terrible. So I mean, so if you see maybe a man hit a woman,
no,
you're
not
like,
in that
no,
way.
no, that ain't my problem.
No, but if you two see a couple arguing, you don't go between them. You let them sort it out. If a mom is trying to discipline her child, it's not your place to go in there.
Yeah, but I guess it's to a certain point. If someone would start hitting the other person, then
yeah, then it goes out of violence. But if I see a couple fighting, it's their thing. You politely just ignore it.
But it's a very common thing nowadays that people don't step in when people are in troubles, because we are so embedded with these social norms and rules.
That you don't get involved in domestic affairs.
We give people space and distance and in a way that people can even get killed because people are afraid to step in. And not everyone. There are heroes out there.
As you said, it's not logical, but it's just something we have wired in us that when it comes to domestic affairs, we don't get involved, or the small stuff.
So would life be easier with fewer social rules?
No, it would be way harder because we have to navigate through this minefield of emotions, people, or anything. Because we are social creatures and we are many. We need those small rules because that is what keeps society rolling. Mostly just keeping us self in check.
That's true.
Because laws and rules can do so much, but it's common sense and those small norms that make society work.
Good point. So, okay, we have to wrap it up because you're going to work soon. Looking forward.
Hell yeah.
No, but any last words before we end this?
Oh, by the way, I realized something else. The thumbs up is a very common expression. Thumbs up usually means what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me on this internet. In Italy, if you give somebody a thumbs up, it means shove it up your...
Okay, yeah.
So this can mean something completely different depending on where you are. And that's kind of scary because wired, this is a universal sign of A-OK, but in other places it literally means...
Yeah.
The conclusion is humans are complicated.
It's not easy being a human. No, we have a lot of things to think about all the time, but it's a process, and we try to work it out and do as good as we can.
If you guys know any weird social rules that mean something else, like the thumbs up thing,
or awkward situations, always fun to read about.
Put it in the comments. Let us read. Let us also get the feel of you guys and what your thoughts are. So every small little comment, every little thing you can give us, it's gold in our...
Or give us a recommendation of the next topic or something.
Yeah, but it's sweet.
And yeah, until then.
Love and respect.
Always.
Take care of yourselves.
And then we'll see you guys the next time.
Bye.
You have to stop doing that. Why do you do that weird thing?
Bye.
No, please, it's enough. Yeah.